Welcome, everyone. Today we will delve into the fascinating world of counseling and psychotherapy approaches, drawing insights from Gerald Corey's seminal work on the subject. Think of it as opening a treasure chest filled with diverse methods to understand the human experience and foster healing, growth, and resilience. We'll explore 5 key categories of these approaches as outlined by Corey. We'll examine the theories, techniques, and perspectives that form the foundation of each approach. This isn't just a surface-level overview. We will dive deep, because to truly connect with these approaches and appreciate their power, we must embrace their complexity. Whether you're beginning your journey as a counselor or are already practicing in the field, I hope this lecture will ignite your curiosity, challenge your assumptions, and ultimately provide you with more tools to serve your clients with courage and compassion. Let's start our exploration by traveling back in time a bit to the roots of modern psychology. Psychodynamic approaches, with their origins in the groundbreaking work of Sigmund Freud, really invite us to explore the hidden landscapes of the mind, the unconscious drives, the early childhood experiences, the defenses we build that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Now, Freud's theories, as many of you know, were often met with both intrigue and controversy, and rightfully so. But here's the thing, Freud's work opened the door for generations of other brilliant minds to walk through. We're talking Carl Jung with his concepts of archetypes and the collective unconscious, and Alfred Adler, who emphasized the importance of social interaction and our striving for belonging. These pioneers, they weren't always right, of course, and some of their ideas haven't stood the test of time. But what they did was revolutionary. They dared to ask the big questions about what makes us tick, what drives our actions, and how our past continues to whisper in the corridors of the present. And in doing so, they laid the groundwork for a whole new way of understanding and working with the human psyche. So, after delving into the depths of the unconscious, we're shifting gears a bit. We're moving from the hidden to the here and now to the power of the therapeutic relationship itself. Experiential and relationship-oriented approaches, they're all about creating a safe and supportive space for clients to explore their emotions, their experiences, and ultimately who they are at their core. One of the giants in this realm is Carl Rogers, the father of person-centered therapy. Rogers believed in the inherent capacity for growth and healing that exists within each of us. He emphasized the importance of unconditional positive regard, of empathy, of genuineness in the therapeutic relationship, creating fertile ground for transformation to occur. And then we have Fritz Perls and Gestalt therapy, which encourages us to bring awareness to our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations in the present moment. It's about stepping out of those old familiar roles, those patterns that no longer serve us, and stepping into a more authentic way of being. Chapter 3. Now let's talk about action. Let's talk about how we can equip our clients with practical tools to challenge those negative thought patterns, manage those overwhelming emotions, and step into a life that feels more aligned with who they want to be. That's where action-oriented therapies come in, and in this category, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, takes center stage. Developed by Aaron Beck, CBT focuses on the interconnectedness of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's about recognizing those unhelpful thought patterns, those cognitive distortions that can trap us in cycles of anxiety, depression, or other mental health challenges. But here's the key. It's not just about understanding these patterns, it's about actively challenging and reframing them. CBT empowers clients with practical strategies, things like cognitive restructuring, exposure therapy, relaxation techniques to interrupt those negative cycles and create lasting change. Chapter 4. So far we've been primarily focused on the individual, but human beings, we don't exist in a vacuum, do we? We live, we love, we hurt, we heal within the context of relationships, families, and communities, and that's where systems-oriented approaches come in, offering a powerful lens for understanding how these systems shape our experiences. Family systems therapy, championed by pioneers like Murray Bowen and Salvador Minuchin, shifts the focus from the individual to the family unit as the client. It recognizes that patterns of communication, roles, and boundaries within a family can contribute to both dysfunction and healing. Think about it. We inherit not just our genes, but also emotional patterns, ways of communicating, even unspoken rules from our families of origin. These patterns can be incredibly powerful, sometimes spanning generations, but by understanding these dynamics, by learning to identify and shift unhealthy patterns, families can begin to heal and create healthier, more supportive ways of relating to one another. Chapter 5. For our final exploration, let's step into the realm of postmodern approaches which challenge us to rethink the very nature of reality and truth. These approaches move away from the idea of the therapist as the expert, the holder of all the answers, and instead they position the client as the expert of their own lives. Narrative therapy, developed by Michael White and David Epstein, views our lives as stories that we tell ourselves and others. These stories, they shape our identities, our relationships, our understanding of the world. But sometimes these stories, they become dominated by problems, by pain, by limiting beliefs. Narrative therapy helps clients to deconstruct these problem-saturated stories, to identify alternative narratives, those threads of strength and resilience that may have been overlooked. It's about reclaiming authorship of our lives, rewriting those stories in ways that empower us to move forward with hope and agency. Outro. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? From the depths of the unconscious to the power of storytelling, we've journeyed through 5 distinct yet interconnected approaches to counseling and psychotherapy. And if your head's spinning a little, that's okay. This work is complex, it's nuanced. There's no one right way, no magic formula. As you continue your journey as counselors, my hope for you is this. Approach each client, each story, each session with curiosity, with compassion, and with a willingness to sit with the messy, beautiful complexity of the human experience. And remember, you don't have to have all the answers. Your job isn't to fix people. Your job is to walk alongside them, to create a space where they feel seen, heard, and valued. A space where they can begin to write their own stories of healing and transformation.